I sent out 200 job applications and got 0 interviews. Then I changed my approach and landed 3 job offers in 1 month. Here's exactly what I did differently. Look, I know you've heard the standard job search advice before. Tailor your resume. Follow up. Be confident. But if that advice actually worked, you probably wouldn't be watching this video right now. The truth is, the job market has fundamentally changed. 75% of resumes never even reach a human recruiter. They're filtered out by automated systems, and the strategies that worked 5 years ago, they're basically useless today. But here's the good news. Once you understand how the system actually works, getting hired becomes much more predictable. I'm going to share 7 secrets that recruiters rarely talk about publicly, but that make all the difference. Let's dive in. First, let's talk about why your applications are disappearing into a black hole. Most companies use something called an applicant tracking system, or ATS. This software scans your resume before any human ever sees it, looking for specific keywords and formatting. Here's what most people don't know. Fancy resume templates with graphics, columns, or tables. The ATS can't read them. Your beautifully designed resume gets scrambled into gibberish and you're automatically rejected. Instead, do this. Step 1. Use a simple, single-column format. Stick with standard fonts like Arial or Calibri. No headers, footers, or text boxers. Step 2. Mirror the job description's language. If they say project management, don't write managed projects. Use their exact phrases. The ATS is literally looking for keyword. Step 3. Include a skills section with hard skills relevant to the job. The ATS scans for these specifically. One more pro tip. Save your resume as a docs file, not a PDF, unless they specifically ask for it. Some older ATS systems struggle with PDFs. Making these simple changes can increase your chances of getting past the ATS by 60% or more. Now that you're getting past the robots, you need to impress the humans. Most resumes are boring lists of responsibilities. Responsible for managing social media accounts, handled customer inquiries, assisted with projects coordination. Nobody cares what you were responsible for. They care about what you achieved. Use what Google calls the XYZ formula for every bullet point. Accomplished X as measured by Y by doing Z. Here's a weak bullet point. Managed the company's social media accounts. Here, SDXYZ version. Increased social media engagement by 145% over 6 months by implementing a data-driven content calendar and a B-testing post formats. See the difference? You've quantified your impact and explained how you did it. Even if you don't have exact numbers, you can still show impact. Instead of saying improved customer service processes, try this. Reduced average customer wait time from 8 minutes to 3 minutes by redesigning the phone queue system. Your resume should read like a highlight reel of problems you've solved, not a job description. And here's something crucial. Put your most impressive achievement first in each role, not in chronological order. You have about 6 seconds to grab attention. Make them count. Let's talk about networking, because I know most people hate it. The problem is that traditional networking feels transactional and fake. You send a LinkedIn message that basically says, "Hi stranger, give me a job," and you feel gross doing it. Here's a better approach I call the coffee chat strategy. Step 1. Identify 10 people who work at companies you're interested in or who have jobs you want. They don't need to be hiring managers. In fact, it's often better if they're not. Step 2. Send them a genuine, specific message. Not, "Can you help me get a job?" but something like this. "Hi Sarah, I saw you recently led the product launch for a specific product. I'm fascinated by this specific aspect and I'm trying to learn more about product management. And would you be open to a 15-minute coffee chat? I'd love to hear about your career path." Step 3, in that conversation, ask about their experience, their challenges, what they love about their work. Show genuine curiosity. Don't ask for a job. Step 4, after the call, send a thank you message. Reference something specific they said. Stay in touch every few months with relevant articles or congratulations on their achievements. Here's what happens. When a position opens up, you're now a real person in their mind, not just a resume in a pile. They'll think of you. They'll forward your information. They'll vouch for you. I got my last 2 jobs this way, and I never once asked for either of them directly. The opportunities came because I built real relationships. One more thing. Informational interviews have an 85% success rate if you approach them correctly. That's way better than cold applications. Okay, you've landed the interview. Now what? Most people prepare by memorizing answers to common questions. That's helpful, but here's what actually makes you memorable. Stories. Use the STAR method, but add a twist. STAR stands for situation, set the context, task, explain the challenge, action, describe what you did, result, share the outcome. But here's the upgrade. Add reflection at the end. This makes you stand out from 90% of candidates. Here's an example for tell me about a time you failed situation. In my previous role, I was leading our queue for marketing campaign with a tight deadline. Task: I needed to coordinate 5 different teams and deliver everything 2 weeks earlier than usual because of a product launch change. Action: I created a detailed project timeline, but I made the mistake of not building in buffer time. When our designer got sick for a week, everything fell apart. Result: we missed the deadline by 3 days. And the campaign launched after the product, which reduced our initial impact by about 30%. Reflection: this taught me that project management isn't just about efficiency. It's about resilience. Now I always build in 20% buffer time and identify critical path dependencies up front. I've used this approach on 6 campaigns since then, and we haven't missed a deadline. See how the reflection shows growth, and so that's what interviewers remember. Also, prepare 3 to 5 strong stories that you can adapt to different questions. A story about leading a difficult project can answer questions about leadership, problem solving, or handling pressure. And here's a secret about the do you have any questions for us part. Do you want to ask about salary, benefits, or vacation time in the first interview? Ask questions that show you've researched the company and are thinking strategically. For example, I read about your new expansion into the European market. How do you see this role contributing to that initiative in the first year? That's the kind of question that makes them think this person gets it. Most people send a generic thank you email after an interview and call it done. You can do better. Within 24 hours of your interview, send a thank you email that does 3 things. 1. Reference a specific moment from the conversation. I really appreciated your perspective on how the team handles remote collaboration to add value. After our discussion about this topic, I came across this article that relates to what you mentioned. Thought you might find it interesting. 3. Reinforce your fit. Our conversation reinforced my excitement about the role, particularly the opportunity to do the specific responsibility they mentioned. But here's where most people stop. Don't, if you haven't heard back in a week, follow up. Not with a desperate, have you made a decision, but with something like this. I wanted to follow up on my application for this role. I've been thinking more about the specific challenge they mentioned, and I actually have some ideas I'd love to share if you have 10 minutes. This shows initiative and keeps you top of mind. I doubled my callback rate just by implementing better follow-up. It works. Okay, let's wrap up with 3 bonus tips. Bonus number 1. Apply early. Applications submitted in the first 48 hours after a job posting have a 10 times higher chance of getting reviewed. Set up job alerts and move fast. Bonus number 2. Customize your LinkedIn URL and put it on your resume. Make sure your LinkedIn matches your resume and has a professional photo. Recruiters will Google you. Bonus number 3. Keep a brag document where you track your achievements weekly. This makes updating your resume and preparing for interviews so much easier. Look, job searching is hard. It's going to involve rejection, but if you implement even half of what we covered today, be it in the 8, quantifying your achievements, networking authentically, telling great stories, and following up strategically, you'll be ahead of 90% of other candidates. You've got this. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more career advice. Drop a comment below telling me which strategy you're going to try first, and don't forget to grab those free resources in the description. The resume template alone will save you hours. Good luck out there, and I'll see you in the next video.